I'm going to tell you the story about how somebody lost their job at the United States Penitentiary in Marion, Illinois, where I retired from after 23 years of service in the Bureau of Prisons and over 32 in government service. It was arrogance that got her fired, and I will explain. The United States Penitentiary has a satellite camp. The satellite camp is full of people that we call campers. They're low-level federal prisoners. They're at the minimum security, and these are people that are small-time drug pushers, the guy that defrauded the local bank, that kind of thing. They're not the inside maximum security people that USP Marion is famous for. They're exactly the opposite end. And what they do is that they have folks come in from the outside to teach classes, things that we hoped that the inmates would be able to use for gainful employment once they're released, because these campers will be released. They're serving less than 10 years. Most of them are serving just a couple of years for something. And that's some stories right there on what people get in trouble for and go to prison. So what happened is we have a concert going to take place that evening, and the chaplain talks to me and says, yeah, there's a concert going to take place. The inmates are going to put it on, and only the inmates will be in the audience. No outsiders whatsoever. I said, all right, thank you. Vince calls me, and he's my colleague. And he tells me that, hey, are there two women out here, visitors at the inmate concert? And I said, no, not that I'm aware of. I said, are they real women? And he said, well, they look like real women. And because I said that because there was a guy recently on the inside named Kuko, and Kuko was not a real woman, but he looked like it. So I thought, oh, maybe it's a couple of the inmates that are, got some more of them. No, that's not true. So I said, well, I'm going to come out there, Vince, and we're going to see what's going on. So I go out there, and here's Vince, and he's got these two little girls. Now, Vince is a huge guy. He is huge. And these girls are like normal-sized women, but they look like children next to Vince because he's gigantic. He's also the guy that taught us how to do self-defense. He writes a couple of books, and he's got a new one as of right now in production, getting ready to come out. So Vince is an all-around intelligent fellow who can do many things. He even teaches dojo. So I'm see Vince out in the parking lot with these two ladies, and I walk up and say, what's up? And this one lady is livid. She is livid. How dare you question me? And she's just yapping at big giant Vince, and she's pointing her finger up at him. I'll tell you what, mister, that kind of stuff. And then Vince is asking me, do you know these ladies? And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, Vince, I just can't place them. This one lady looks a little familiar, but I don't know the other one. So this one is going on and on. I'm an employee of USP Marion, and you have no right to stop me, and how dare you? And she's just going on and on. And then she says the key phrase. She says, I have a master's degree. And I went, I know you. Yes. Aha. Until this point, we didn't know who we were dealing with. This lady used to come through the main gate all the time, and I would only see her once a month or less, because I only worked 1 day a week out at the front gate, and her schedule and mine never met except for this 1 day every month. And that's when I would see her, and then she would get angry and throw a big fit. How dare you stop me? Don't you recognize me? I have a master's degree in education. And she would say that to me every time. And so when she said that phrase to my friend, I went, yes, I do know her. She is a contractor. She's not an employee of the government. She's a contractor. She performs a service for the government. In other words, she teaches a class. And that's all she does. She doesn't have the same qualifications that all the rest of us do. And she's certainly not allowed to come onto the prison grounds at any time other than to perform this one specific class. So what she's done is she's told her friend, hey, I'm a big deal out at the prison, and why don't you come with me, and we're going to go to this inmate concert, because, I am a big deal. I have a master's degree. So that's what she does. She invites her friend, who I'm sure had no clue that what they were doing was illegal. They were trespassing on government property. And they had invaded a federal prison. So it was a criminal offense what they were doing. So when my friend is talking to them and we discover who they are, I'm like, yeah, I know who she is. Well, then they get scared. Oh my God. Oh, we got to leave right now. Well, we write in our license plate number and that kind of thing. And I said, yeah, I know who it is. So we reported the incident in writing. And the consequences was Miss Master's degree got fired from her position with the Bureau of Prisons as a contractor. And oh, by the way, somebody called the university or the college that she worked at and said, hey, did you know what this girl is doing? Relationship with some of the inmates, because that'd be the only reason that she would be doing what she's doing. And she got fired from her full-time job. So Miss Master's degree, who made a big deal out of it, if she'd have kept her mouth shut and she would have never acted all arrogant to me, I would have never remembered who she was, and the whole incident probably would have just fizzled out. But because she impressed upon me about how important she was and what a big deal she was, she also impressed upon me her identity, and that's what got her caught acting in an extremely inappropriate manner by breaking into a prison with her friend, who could have been captured and raped, because she never told anybody where she was or what she was doing. She was in a very bad position had her friends, the inmates, decided to take advantage of her.